All right. As usual, our mode of operation is have your what is it called? Your mics muted. Thank God everybody is keeping up to that. So trying to admit some more persons. Welcome the other team. Welcome tech adars. Welcome some persons that are not tech adars who are joining us. We're glad to have you. So today's webinar in the series or She+Hreos series, I feel like to call it in full. We'll be having three speakers, right? A moment, please. I like having these things open so it's easier for me to access. But if you check the Discord server, see that we have Ifunaya. I can't believe I have to like go check her name because I refer to her more as design goddess. And she is like, as her nickname implies, she's a design goddess, she's a badass. And that Eliel, the very first male that's going to be, speaking in this series, will also be joining on this evening. She's a data scientist, and we also have another person from the data, field, Moyolua Ojade. So those are our three speakers today, and the flow of this webinar is because we have three speakers. Yeah. They're each going to have 10 minutes to quickly talk to us about their journeys, especially because that's what the first round of this series is about. They get to hear from experts that are already in this field, get insights on what it's like for them, and then the remaining 40 minutes is dedicated to, because I know people like asking plenty questions that you want, especially data specific, because we've realized we've not had like someone specializing in data come talk to you people, and also people in the product as well, because we've had a software engineer and two software engineers actually. All right, so without further ado, let us introduce ourselves in the channel, especially for those that are new. This is your first time, because sometimes this webinar is open to people that women are also like not in the ADA community. So introduce yourself. If you're a member of the ADA community and you're not in the Discord server, please join the server, right? Ivama, are you on the call? It's very difficult to see. Okay, yeah, I've seen Ivama. All right, so Ivama is on the call. She's the person that cares for everybody. She's going to be providing links and things that we need in the chat. All right, let me introduce my co-host. She's probably the person that has been disturbing you guys a lot this week. Kosi, you're on the call, right? Let me search for Kosi. Kosi, are you here? Okay, I found you. Kosi, can you hear me?
Hi, yeah, sorry, I can hear you.
Okay, so we're going to be moderating this together. So you hear my disturbance for a bit, and then I'm going to hand over to Kosi. She's going to drive us to our destination. All right, so the first thing we have on the agenda today is Kahoots. This is going to be our first Kahoot games together. These people that want me to be admitting them when. Yes. What was I even saying that Oko said last time, Caprison? No, I don't like to do past myself. That's what I just jejely said, Caprison. The most expensive one is like 110 naira. So I'll just buy it and give her. Alright, so we're going to start with Kahoot Games. Play now. I hope I did not do this thing badly. So for those that don't know what Kahoot Games is, there's no way for me to explain. You're going to know it today. This is just our initial icebreaker, so everybody chill. I know we want to learn. We want to hear from our speakers. We cannot wait. The Kahoot Games will be on for just 10 minutes only, and then we'll switch to the very first speaker. And of course, there is a reward for the person that is going to top. It's a fun game that we're going to play. Might be confusing for those that have not played it before, but a good hint is that I would advise, it's going to be easier. I cannot remember how I set this, to be honest, but it's going to be easier if you join with your phone and then you're on this webinar with your laptop, so that you can see the questions in the meeting screen and then you can now answer it from your phone. But I hope that I structured the Kahoots in such a way that what's the word, you people will be able to see the questions from your end. So let me share my screen. You're going to visit kahoots.it. Let me share my screen. It's open already. This is it. This is the game pin. Hope you guys can see my screen. Let me mute this Kahoot audio. Hope you guys can see my screen. Someone should please confirm. Yeah, Kahoot is not compulsory. The whole idea of the game is, people should enjoy it. But I would encourage us to join in on the game. This is just a fun activity. Or it's not just one of those things I bully people into doing. Alright, so I'm going to, this is the game pin 762253. So visit www.kahoots.it. Let me drop it in the chat. Let's see fast. Yeah, I'm going to drop the link for you here. So that's the link. Let me also drop the pin. Please use, like, it's going to ask for your name, right? The name you're going to use in the game hall. Use something that we can use and identify you later. Like, be consistent. You could use the same name that you have in the meeting already. Okay, someone has helped me with the pin. Thank you. Okay, so let's give us a minute.
Are you joining?
Let's join in, guys. Even if this is the first time you're playing, don't worry, it's a game. It's nothing too serious. I'm not grading you for it, but it's fun, if I say so myself, right? I really don't know how this is working for you guys. So let me test run. Let me enter with my phone. Let me be sure that I'm not gonna do the one I should not do. Okay, so I can see you guys joining already. If you can see my screen, you can also see those that are joining the game, even if you're not actively playing. Some persons are just joining the call. Let me reshare this link. It's a game. I promise. Okay, let me not make promises, but I don't think the questions I added are difficult. We have 17 persons on the call. I want to just quickly join in to see what it looks like. This is 1812, 6:13. We're going to start. Please join in to be much more fun. The more, the merrier. 762253. Trying to join from my phone as well. Let me see how it looks like for you people. I just spelled my Sophia the first without the T. Problem. Alright. Cool. I can see some of us. Anyone having difficulty joining the game platform? Anybody? Are we cool? Alright. I would assume we are all fine. I've checked the chat. Somebody is saying they're having issues with it. How many persons do we have? Okay, it's exactly 13 past 6. So I'm going to start the game now. Oh, some persons are just joining now. Why didn't people join since? Not that I want to clear. Is everybody settled now? So good, yeah? Alright, so I'm clicking on start. Who is Odogu one? In which place are you? Odogu. Let me check the chat. Is anyone having difficulty? Or someone said they're having issues. Link to the game, please. Alright, let me just send it one more time. The pin is somewhere up. You have to copy it and send. 6:14 and I've not started. All right, we have to start. It's been like, I think I've given enough time for most persons to join. Sorry if you're unable to participate and win in this round. I will do more of this in our subsequent meetings. All right, so in 3, 2, 1, start. Okay, trying to see if the questions show up in your screen or if it's only my own screen. So I mean, it's in my phone. Question 1. Okay, you have to read the question from my screen. And can I pause? And on your phone, you're going to see squares, red, blue, yellow, and green. So you're going to click on one of these squares that are the answer. Like the question says, Ada offers all of these tracks, except if you think the answer is data science, then you click on the red box in your phone. So many persons did not answer. Who didn't get it? Wait, let me come back if I click on next. This first round that went on now, did we understand it a bit?
No, Sophia, sorry. Before you, I will show your screen for us to see the question. Time up. That's why we answer. So
Are you serious?
Yes, before you show us, it's already time up.
I think, should I increase the time? That means you guys will have to rejoin.
No, it's not about the time. I think you do not show us your screen on time. Like we could not see the question on time.
Okay, so let me share my screen again then. Also, make sure you have good internet clinical connection. So we had only one, nobody got it right. Interesting. So I'm not going to be, all these people are coming late. I won't be able to admit you for now. People should be joining meeting on time. Alright, so let's come back to the game. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, alright, so I'm loading.
Yes, that's it.
So nobody won any points for that first question. So let's go to question number 2. This is a true or false question. You get double points. The cool people that work on the client side are the front-end engineers. True or false? Cool people that work on the client side are the front-end engineers. Even though I'm reading it out, make sure you're looking at the screen. There are some questions that have context, right? So you need to like see some images that could help you get the answer. Okay, so we were able to get more answers. 21 people said true, 60% said false. So another, I'm going to, don't worry, questions are not hard like that, but I made it a mix so that I can also learn to mute your mic. Almost mic is unmuted. Mic is unmuted. Okay, so where were we? The answer is true, of course. People that work on the client side are called front-end engineers. Next, let's see who is stopping. Nafisat is stopping the board, followed by Barakat and then Chidera. Let's move faster because of time. If I have 5 for 4, I have 4 for 4. Who will end up with 9 for 4 and who will end up with black eye? Solve X and Y. I'm not going to read the options. You have to look at the screen. I'm so curious to see which one you guys will pick. Well, so for this is just a play question. So all answers are correct. 7 persons said that Sophia gets 9 for 4. Those are the people that really love me in this program. Person said who'll be X, someone said Y. Everybody is correct because it's just a fun question for you guys. Topping the leaderboard is Chidera. Alright, so next up we have, what does the acronym FOSS stand for? Right, this is a tech related question. What does the acronym FOSS stand for? Is it fiber optic science system? Is it free and open source software? Is it full option sensor system? Is it like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about?
Is this one I want?
Let's go. 32 answers, 19 persons got it correct. The right answer is free and open source software. Next question is, okay, let's see. Chidera is still topping the leaderboard. Nice. 5th, Why they're having 16 questions stuff? So which of this is Enugu State Tech Hub Twitter account tag? For those that have been engaging on Twitter, you should know this. Is it A, Enugu State Tech Hub? Is it the blue one that said Enugu's Tech Hub with 2 B's and 2 H? Is it Enugu's Tech Hub, the yellow one, or is it EST Hub, the green one? All right, so let's see. Ngozi Pascal is currently leading. Next question. What does the internet prefix www stand for? Right? Simple internet questions. What does the internet prefix www stand for? Everybody should be able to get this one correctly. All right, 30 answers in, 27 persons got it correctly, 3 persons didn't. All right, so who is stopping? Ngozi Pascal is still leading. Next up, we have so you have multiple answers for this. So far, we've had the following She+Hreos, except so the ones that we have not had is what you're supposed to choose. So far, we have had the following She+Hreos, except who and who. There's Hope Oluwalolope Yewande Odumosu Adandu Kawoyom, design goddess. Interesting answers. Correct answer is Yewande Odumosu and design goddess. We've not had those two yet. If you've been attending consistently, you know we've had only Hope Nada. All right, so Chidera is trying to come back to the top. We're halfway through. Multi-select. Which of these are tracks in products? Product management, product design, product marketing. It's a multi-select, so you can select one or more answers. The more you get correct, the more points you have. Okay. So all of them are correct. Actually, all of these are in the product, category. All right, so moving on. Next, let's see who is stopping. Chidera is back to the top. So 9th question is Chidima is a world-class product designer. True or false? Anyone that does not know the Chidima that we are talking about should not even be in this program. Some persons are playing their own game in the chat. It's not going to pop on your screen. You have to look at my own screen to see the question and then know which of the colors signify the Question number 10. One amongst us is an impostor. Fish them out. Which of them here does not belong? There's Kosi, there's Ihoma, there's Chidima, there's you. Who is the imposter? So curious to see what you guys choose. Exactly. All right, so Chidima Grace is currently topping the board. Next question, we're almost done. Who amongst us will become a world-class techie soon? The right option says you, yes, you, or you, besides your name, you. It should be a very simple question for all of us. Okay, waiting for all answers coming. And time up. Next, let's see who is leading, topping the leaderboard. Chidima Gracie is still there. 12. Which programming language is most widely used? We have Java, we have Python, C#, and JavaScript. Which of these programming languages is used more globally? Hmm, 32 answers in, and why are most persons choosing Python? Actually, the answer is Java, right? Shocking, right? It's Java that is actually most used. All right, next we have Chima is still topping it. Official Niger term for people in tech is what? Official Niger term for people in tech, is it tech bro? Is it boss? Is it coda? Is it chairman? What is the official term for them? Okay. 32 answers in. Alright, cool. So we have tech bro, people that know. Some people are saying cool, that are interested. Another person said boss. That person likes to be called boss. Who is currently topping? Chidima is still at the top. We're almost rounding up. 2 questions to go. Approximately how much data exists in the digital universe today? Like, what is the size of everybody's digital footprint online? Is it 2.7 megabytes? Is it 2.7 terabytes? Is it 2.7 gigabytes? Is it 2.7 zettabytes? How much digital footprint do we have? So the correct answer is green one, 2.7 zettabytes. Awesome. Next, who is still topping? Chidinma is still there. God, when Victoria is trying to catch up, Nafisa is trying to catch up, Oluwaseyi is trying to catch up. So we're almost done. If anybody failed this question, I'm looking for a person that is going to fail this question. If you're the person who have personal beef. Someone is just joining.
What if I disagree that you're not the coolest dev in the universe?
Who is the person that disagree? Website.
I'm disagreeing, so does that make me a bitter?
So I hate that. I think it's by list of enemies. Alright.
Wow.
So final question. Who keeps receiving Ada coins in this server? It's because of her that I came to this home to be Kahoot, because I know she's going to collect our money again. Who is this person that keeps collecting every week's round? She's winning. Anyone that fails this question, that's a sign that you don't used to join. Whoa, why is someone choosing Chisom? It is Nadi Victoria. That's correct, right? Vicky won Twitter rates 5 in a row. Alright, so let's see who is currently leading. In 3rd place, we have Nafisa. You guys should virtually clap for her. In 2nd place, we have Choma, the person that has to collect our money. In 1st place, we have Chidinma Gracie. Let me take a screenshot. Runners up also. My screenshot app is not okay, it's open. So Chidinma Gracie, please unmute your mic and identify yourself. Let me know what your name is on the Discord server. You have won today's round. It's almost 6:30. Sorry for taking your time. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. And hopefully. Alright, cool. Is that your name on Discord as well?
My name is Chidima on Discord.
Chidima, okay, so what you do for me is go to the general channel now and just write something, that you want or something. And how do we do this? No, sorry, my DM, right? So that you could get a little data sub for the weekend for your assignment. Everybody follow.
I can't
What's not said like that? Okay, if you cannot send me a personal DM, just drop it in the general chat. Okay, I'm going to see. There's one person. Last week I decided to pick 2 people for, it's only 1 person, right? Since Vicky won it twice in a row, I decided to pick the 2nd person that was close to her, but the person didn't reach out. If you did, my DM. Tina, you're the 2nd person.
Yes. I can't send you a personal message on Discord.
Why? What happened?
It's doing you can only take messages from like your contact or something like that.
Oh, okay. I think you have to send a friend request on Discord first. So, how do we do this? just drop a message in the general chat saying you are the person, like you're also the one that won. So I'll just give the one that was pending from last week and this week, and then you have your rewards. Okay,
Thank you.
30. Thank you guys for hanging in. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm going to be handing over to Kosi right now. She's going to be in charge of moderating the flow for our speakers. Quick check. I am unsure, but our speakers, please, if you're on the call, kindly turn on your videos. Mine isn't even on. Let me put it on. And yeah, we normally take group pictures. I almost forgot. But let's have our speakers on. Who do I call first? Design Goddess, are you here? I'm so sorry. It's hard to pick out people from the crowd. Design Goddess, are you on the call?
Yes, I am on the call. I'm on video. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, so everybody, where is she? Are you seeing Beauty? Are you seeing seeing people that? All right, cool. So that's Design Goddess. Jade, are you here? Is Jade on the call? So she can turn on her video. Yes, so she's a goddess. Jade, I'm trying to ignore you, Lua. Sorry. Are you on the call? Elle, are you on the call? We're trying to make sure that all our speakers are here, right?
Hello. So you can call me Anoma, and I'm sorry I can't turn on my video.
Okay. All right. I think I've identified you now. Anoma, she's gonna join me with many data. I saw that I was like, who is this person? All right. So welcome. Is Elle on the call? Godfriend, are you on the call? Okay. I am not sure yet, but at least we'll have the two ladies in the house. So as always, we're going to turn on our camera for just a minute, so we can take the group picture together before Kosi takes the rope. So I promise I have perfected my skills from the last time. I'm not going to stress us too much. Let's just famous since I already posed it. Already giving us doing our style. I'm so happy to see our faces. Sometimes I wish that all our calls like this we can have our videos on. But unfortunately, we are living in Nigeria and people's data is going to finish. So whenever we're on calls like this, I'll have the opportunity to just see our faces quickly. I like it. So please let's have our cameras on. If you haven't already, please. I'm begging. Not proud, I promise. Yes, beautiful women. Please let's do that. Minute or two more, apart from those that are really in places where they cannot, right? Because it can also take some screenshots. I'm waiting for us now. At least 60% of us should have like I'm picturing it. Let's go. Let's have a fine faces and I smile. Because they have such a cute smile. Alright. I had more people before, so people's own went
Hello
off.
everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Timmy, can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can hear you.
Alright.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to be starting very soon. We're just going to wait for a couple of minutes for more people to join, and then we're going to start.
Can you guys hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
It's like, what is going on? Is the world about to end? Why is camera going up? I'm not taking picture. Oh, please. I know that. You understand? People are beautiful people, right? And the beauty is hard to see. Just pity me and leave your camera on. Once I've taken the picture, I'll let you know. I'm not going to take you unawares. I'll give you enough time to pose where. I'm just waiting for some other persons to quickly turn on their camera for photo ops. Okay, awesome. I'm seeing more persons now. So I'll count down from 10. Let's count down from 10 to do a peace time. Do we have do it art? Anything you want to do, count down from 10. I'm going to press enter and I'm going to take the group picture. Alright, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes, done. All right. So we're taking the pictures. You can turn off your camera now. Only our speakers have their camera on. People that proceed to talk to you. Because you're still with us, yeah? Because you're still on the call. Let me see. Hope you guys can still hear me. I'm not saying Kosi again. Alright, so probably her network or her internet or something. So without further ado, let's put our hands together for Design Goddess. Our official name is Ifunaya. So please put your hands together for her. She's a product designer and the founder of She Thinks and Design. A round of virtual applause. Let me say virtual for her, and I'm going to. If you want her to be in focus on your own screen, just quickly change the layout to spotlight. She's going to be a spotlight on. Alright, over to you. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ada team, Chidima, and the rest. Osi, Iwama. Thank you for this opportunity. I have 15 minutes, and I really want to be fast so that I know a lot of time have been taken. So I have like a slide I want to share because as a designer I understand how people tend to understand graphically. That's why I prepared a slide. So I just quickly share my screen so that as you are seeing my face, you are seeing my slide together. All right. You guys see my screen? Can you see my screen just like
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, thank you. So basically, I know we have like other speakers and then we have a lot of people in different tracks. So what I'm teaching or what I'm going to be talking about is not going to be just for product designers because getting started in UI UX is still the same kind of process you have to do to get started in any kind of skill, right? So if Naya and Dewi, as you guys know, Design Goddess. All right, if you want to know why my name is Design Goddess, come to my DM and talk about it. But I know that some of you have seen the reasons, some have not. So I'm a product designer and I'm also a design mentor. So I'm also the founder of She Thinks and Design. So this Think and Design is like an initiative for female designers to scale through from being novice to professionals, right? So you can follow me on my social media handles, basically Twitter and LinkedIn. Other ones I'm just there, right? And Facebook is for friends and family, unless you want to call my friend and family. So yes, you can follow me through. And if you're interested in being part of She Thinks and Design, just send me a DM on Twitter at If9. So let's go straight up to what we have, right? So I am really like if you count the excitement. So when I came in here and I saw lots of ladies in this space, I was so happy and I'm very much excited for you because you have made the right decision to start a career in tech, right? So it's really beautiful to see more ladies. So coming up as a tech sis, I happen to always like be the only lady in the group of 5 guys, in a group of 6 guys, 10 guys. Though it feels good because you'll be you'll be giving preferential treatment and all of that. But it's cool that a lot of people are also identifying their strength and knowing that this tech thing is not just for guys. And I'm very happy for Ada. So this is not a feminism thing, right? It's just to encourage more females to be part of tech. So how did I get started in tech? So like I said, I'll be very fast. I set up as I have about 6-7 years experience being a tech person professionally. So I set up 2016 as a graphic designer. So I stumbled on Corel Draw one of the computer science teaching. Um, yeah, so I think I could say that I was a designer from birth. I know that's hilarious, but come on. I know about graphics. I don't know where I heard it, but I kind of picked some sort of interest in it. And I went into brand identity design and then specialized in product design. So I have like a journey. I've placed my hand in web development, placed my hand in WordPress, placed my hand in a lot of things, right? Motion graphics, and then it gets to a point where you settle down, just like as a woman, you now settle down to marry. For those that want to marry, right? So I settled down to product development, and in the tech space, product design. Sorry, in the tech space, it's you have to keep developing yourself, right? Because tech is moving very fast. So if
Okay, they should hear you say that. Developing. Hey, wow! Please mute your mic, oh. Thank you. God bless.
yeah, so the tech space is moving very fast. So you should be very conversant with the happenings and when to shift gear and when to move and how. So I always encourage people to keep learning and learning and learning. So I just want to give a very fast one explanation of what UI/UX is, and then I'm going to list out all you need to get started and skilled as a designer, irrespective of the fact I would have wanted this to be quite interactive, but still I'll be patient enough for when we get to the question and answer section. So I'm believing by faith that you guys can hear me, right? So when we talk about designs, a lot of people think while growing up, I thought design was just some sort of art, just anything that is fine that they wrote something there. But along the line, I I discovered and I realized that design is all about solving a problem. So design is about creating anything that you create to solve a problem. So the design that you see, maybe a graphic design, you are seeing it there for a particular purpose, not just for fashion. No. That a certain thing is placed in certain ways is as a result of it solving a problem. That we have a bolder text and we have a smaller text, they are all solving problems. So an understanding of the fact that design is not just pen and paper, we drop this and all of that, but need to be purposeful. Is a starting point for you to have an understanding of design. So design is how something looks and if it's really solving a problem. So what is user interface and experience design? Pardon me, I'm really fast. I want to be very fast. So user interface and experience design, we must have. So under design, design is we could have engineering design, we could have architectural design. All of that are design because you're creating something to solve a problem. So under design, we have digital designs, right? Under digital designs, we have graphic design, we have UI/UX design, and that is where we are focusing on right now. So, what is user interface design? What is user experience design? Many of you must have heard about it. Like I said, I'll just be very fast. So, like the name, user and interface. User is the person using a particular product. User interface is what you're watching. So, user interface design is just what a user see when using an application. So, in this case, most times it's a mobile application or a web application. So, it could be a mobile application, a web application, your television screen, your POS screen, they are all interface design. But in this generation, when we talk about UI/UX, it's basically mobile application or web application, right? While user experience design is how a user feel while using your product. So there are some products you look at and you become frustrated. So it's the work of there's some website you get into, and the next thing you're seeing pop-ups everywhere. You feel frustrated. You could say that website has a bad user experience design because you're making me you're going to make me to leave your site. You're not making me feel welcomed, right? So user experience design, like the name user experience, what's a user experience when looking at your product? So products and applications can be used interchangeably. So we could see in our photo someone is happy and someone is very frustrated, right? So simply we could say in a layman, all these jargons were jargoning. So UI has to do with how an application looks, right? And UX has to do with how an application works, the flow, how users. So people tell me that while growing up, people tell me that me I like easy life, and at a point I stopped disputing them, but disputing them. Come on, like who doesn't like easy life? Because so that's what user experience designers do. They want to make life easier. They don't want you to feel a long form. They don't want you to experience any difficulty like trying to use a particular product. So we are here to make life easy. We're here to solve problems. Obviously, that's what science and technology is, to solve problems, to make life easy and the rest of them. Thank God we don't have to like use mortar and pound anymore. We now have to use something else that is technology over for that. So moving forward, so this is where I want to really concentrate on, right? So steps to get started and skill as a UX designer, right? So um many of the things that I have listed here, some of you are already doing it. You're already in the right path. But I want to emphasize on this, and I want to you don't know you don't know the kind of opportunity you have that this adapt program has placed you. Like, I tell people that one of the best decisions I have made, apart from giving my life to Christ and a Christian, is that it's for me to choose a career in tech. I can remember how it's really, really difficult. I'm a geological science student. I studied geology. I have nothing to do with computer science. But it got to a point when I was doing my university, I had to sit down and make a decision. What do I want? What do I want? And I had to do inquiry. So the first step is inquire, do your research. What is UI UX designer? So I'm believing that for you to have been here and for you to have chosen the track UI UX design, you must have done some certain research. I can remember when I got into product design, I met someone, and one of the things he told me to do is that go to Google. I'm giving you till the end of today, get back to me by so and so time. That's why for those people that know me, when I give an assignment, I give you deadline. Get back to me on what you understand by user experience design. So inquire, research, who are product designer, what's their day-to-day activities like. Go to YouTube, like information is everywhere in this generation. Like if you are not informed, you are the one that did yourself, right? So answer the question why. Why do you want to be a product designer? Why do you want to get into tech? Why using data science? List them out. Why? Is it because of okay, some people like I have empathy, I want to solve problem. Some people say because of money. I have no issue if one of the reasons why you want to get into tech is because of money. Come on. I think I would have not been in tech if over time I discovered there is no money in it. You cannot come and suffer in this world. You need to be happy about it. So enroll for a course. I'm a fan of course enrollment. So I know we have a lot of YouTube videos out there. Videos like people are talking about a lot of things. But I'm a fan of enroll for a course, and that's why we have ADA program here. So ADA, hey God, do you know it's difficult for you to find programs that will teach you for or take you through for a period of 6 months? That's a lot of sacrifice. That's a lot, right? Nowadays we have like short courses of 2 days, 1 days, but at that program we take you through a period of 6 months of learning a skill, and that's it. And next one is get a mentor. This is one thing that the ADA community has provided. If you enroll, for those that have not enrolled, I don't know if it's still open or I don't know the audience of people, but if you've not enrolled, you are doing yourself something. Like you are doing while your mates are moving forward, you just be there looking them. You know how we used to watch this Nigerian film that somebody is moving and then splash the dirty water with the car. That's what will happen. You just moving, someone will just splash your car. Splashing water with their bands. So please, if you've not registered, we are yet to register. I beg you do that. So ask questions. Practice daily, right? So you have a course. So one of the things that enrolling a course does is that most of the time you may not know much about UI UX design. You don't even know the curriculum. You don't even know what it is. So even if you go to YouTube and write what is UI UX, that's the least you know. You won't know that there are things like information architecture, things like user research, things like grid system and all of that. You wouldn't know all of that, but you have enrolling a course is going to expose you to all of those curriculum, which is why ADA is here for you. So the next step is practice daily. Practice daily. We cannot talk about replicate design. So you're not getting a mentor for the mentor to start teaching you how to draw circle or how to draw triangle. You are learning the course, you have problem, you go to your mentor. Your mentors have so many things they are doing, right? So don't come and bother, man, I don't know how to, sir, I don't know how to. Replicate designs, participate in challenges, read articles. This is more like you are baptizing yourself in UI UX. So allow it to, or in any skill, allow it to possess you. Let people, when you're moving, you're talking, you're saying UI UX terms, you're saying grid, you're just alignment, allow you to take over you for that period of 6 months. Then anyone that wants to send into their business, when you start making cash and solving problems, they'll see what you pass through. As someone that met me and say, she wants to learn tech. Like, when you were telling her then to learn, but she's not here now. She's not sitting at home. She wants to be earning in dollars. I just smiled. And as a good person I am, I had to start doing research. She's an accounting student, so I had to start doing research and then recommended business analysis for her. So let's leave that apart. So ask questions, follow people in design, join community, have tech buddies. So there's something I did. I like doing showing practical. There's something I did when it got to a point I was following a particular mentor. It's good you have physical mentors. Like what I mean by physical mentor you can touch, not just people that you're hearing, or mentors that you can touch. So follow people in design, join design community, just like we have here in Ada. Have tech buddies, have friends that you can tech parole. You get tech paroles. So follow people in design. One of the things I do is I did one particular time when I got into product design. So the teacher that came to teach then during my internship program, he talked about something he did, which I did. So he said he wanted to discover high class of people in product design. For example, I'm doing product design, and then he went on Twitter. He opened a new Twitter account because I think maybe his other Twitter account is for something else. He opened a new Twitter account and then he went to these people, these top people, and went to their friends and followed everyone that was related to tech. Followed everyone that. So coming to his tech space, his Twitter tech space, it's more like coming into a community, right? So I did that for my Instagram. There was this lady I was following very well. I had to go to her friends and follow everyone that has to do with tech. So please, that does not mean you should go and follow their husband and wife or follow their friends. Just be focused. Follow the things that you feel that can really help you, the communities that can really help you. So develop yourself. Am I communicating? I'm trying to be very, very fast. Am I communicating? So how many minutes do I have for this?
Yes, we are with you. We have the floor to 7.
Okay, all right, thank you. So develop yourself. Nobody will come and develop yourself for you. So like this period, like this thing I believe in. So in learning a skill, there's a period of silence. How do I mean? That you could set out 3 months. I'm just going to be on low. I'm going on low key. I'm going to give myself to mad learning, right? Don't be distracted by the fact that people are saying a lot of things in the social media. And give that silence. That's why in the Holy Book there is something that say whatever you do in the private, you're going to get reward in the open. Do you get in the Bible? So allow that. Groom yourself in that your space. Enjoy the process. Develop yourself. Give yourself timelines. That's why I say list your goals. Make the goal a look the goal together. Right? So I have some friends that they'll be like, there's someone house I went. All I was seeing is I'm a billionaire. I'm just giving you an example. So moving forward, be intentional about your growth. Enjoy the process. I know a lot of people are making mad money out there, right? But enjoy the process. Enjoy the process of learning. Enjoy the process of meeting people. Because see, once you become, first of all, jobs attract, once you are good, automatically, job will just attract. A lot of jobs comes. So there's a place of selling yourself. But once you are good, forget it. Like jobs, now them go they rush you. So enjoy the process. So don't be slow as well. I have a friend I've been doing a UIS course for 1 month. I don't know if she's here. And I shouted on her, "Guy, babe, what is your laptop doing here? Please come and take it away from here." So volunteer to help your mentor. Help, like what it does. Forget the grammatical error. So what it does is that it helps you to work on real life situation. There's some people, you have mentor. Sometimes help them to do some work, and it has a way of them recommending you for certain things, right? So do a personal project. So this is one thing that I really put out when I was done with my internship. I had to without this. I'm a very good planner. I'm a good planner. So I didn't see an application where I could set goals. So I had to do an application where you could set your goal. Just for practice sake, I did this research, and it made me like learn a lot. So sell yourself. The other thing tells you to go to social media, tag Ada, tag blah blah, tag Enugu Tech up, go and do it for your own. Even if you don't feel like it, just do it. It's for yourself. And in your mind, you'll be thinking that you're doing it for that, but obviously, let me tell you the truth, it's yourself you're doing it for, because people will tend to know what you're doing. And please, your design don't have to be perfect before you post it, right? See, people are looking for people that have mouths, but it's good if you have mouths and you have the skill together, the perfect combination. So recognize people ahead of you. Recognize people ahead of you. It has a way of bringing favor. It helps your network. You get to know a lot of people. So basically, these are, if you tenaciously go through all of these things that have listed, you be world class. If there's anything like world class design, and you're going to be the world class designer. So I would encourage you to keep pushing. I'm looking out for you. So keep pushing, keep pushing. So one of the things that I really love about, I'm going to round up here. One of the things that I really love about women being in tech is because women are nurturers. Women are consistent. Women can stay true to the end. That explains why, when I was writing this keep pushing, one of the things that came to my mind is how a female can stay and push a baby. It's not easy. Push it on them, and she said, if you stay through 9 months, on that 9th month when you're delivery, you are pushing. So keep pushing, because there's going to be a time where you get. In fact, you say that tech is not my calling. I'm not doing it again. I'm going to do baking. I'm not saying baking is bad, but please be focused. I'm looking out for all of you. I want to see you guys, and you are telling me that, hey, I listened to your kiniko, and that helped me kiniko. So that's it. So if you want, yeah. Thank you for this presentation. I think I'll look forward to your questions. I hope I didn't spend a lot of time. Sophia, you can take over.
No, you did not. Even myself, I feel like joining design track. That was really awesome. And I learned a lot. Like, please come and mentor me.
Okay, let's not do this, Sophia.
So that was really, really awesome. Thank you very much. And that will make me enjoy, when I was starting, I know people will be giving me this kind of awesome tips. Yes. I don't know if Kosi is still on the call. She's supposed to take over from me. But yeah, let's just go on to the next speaker. Anoma, are you available now? And yes, please check on the server. You'll see I drop a link. I think I'll also drop it in the channel. You can follow Design Goddess, right? She is very community driven person. You can follow her on Twitter and send her a DM anytime. For those of you in the design track, you can also engage with the Start community. And towards the end, once all the speakers are done, we're going to take the questions together. Okay, so whatever questions you have, please post them in the webinar questions channel on Discord. Don't drop it in the chat here because it could be lost. Drop it in the webinar questions on Discord, and once our speakers are available to join the panel, we're going to be taking, they'll be attending to your questions. All right. So, Anoma, please, are you still with us? Are you back?
Hello, yes, I'm here. I'm so sorry. I'm in 2 meetings at a time, so I'm going to try and reduce this so that it doesn't disturb this meeting. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Anoma, and I am the founder of Women in Data Africa, where we help women that are interested in tech break into data specifically. So we provide, disclaimer, it's not a boot camp. and it's not a training institute. What we do is just provide the structure and the system that will enable you successfully transition into data or break into data if you are not in another career already. So yes, that's a brief introduction. I like ice cream and I also like reading books. I'm a bookworm. I did not make any presentation and I told Sophie I wasn't going to make one because time does not like me essentially, so I didn't have the time to make one. I'm going to try as much as possible to make this incredibly interactive so that we don't feel left behind essentially. So can we raise our hands? Okay, no, we cannot. But how many of us here are interested in data? I just want to. Sophia, do you know how many people might be interested in data here?
Yeah, it's a mix, but if you're interested in data, please engage in the chat so that
Data science.
Somebody say like free data. It doesn't have to be data science. There's so many fields. There are like hundreds of fields in data. But if you're interested in data science, that's fine. Okay. 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 So we have people that are interested in data essentially. All right. Nice to meet you guys. So a bit of a background. I am not from a STEM background, and it's something that I recently started talking about. I recently started talking about a lot because there is this stigma going around that you have to come from a STEM background to break into tech or to break into data. It is an absolute lie. I studied human resources when I was in school, and I am currently a data analyst and I'm also the founder of a data community. Most of us might be wondering how I was able to do it or how I was able to balance schoolwork with learning tech, how I was able to balance my first job with learning tech because my first job was not in tech, it was in HR, right? I'm going to share like some of the things that I did through my experience that made made it successful, made it possible for me to break into data and not just any job. I currently work for a US based company and I feel like if I did not have certain attributes or certain skills, I wouldn't have gotten that job. So I'm going to kind of share that experience and then I'm going to be giving you generic tips that you should have if you are interested in data, what you should do, what you should not do, and then we are going to take questions essentially. Again, I apologize for not making slides or a presentation. I am sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So first things first, data analysis and data science are not the only two data fields that exist. There are like I don't want to say millions because that might be an exaggeration. There are so many data fields that exist that you can break into or that you should be interested in. You don't have to build your career in data analytics or data science. There is data engineering, there is data visualization, there's business intelligence, there is analytics engineering. There are so many data fields that you can break into. And one of the first things I tell people to do is research. Research on the field you are interested in. Okay, you realize that, oh, I think I really like data and I think I want to build my career in data. So what should I do next? First things first, research. Do not just say, oh, people have been talking about data analytics. I'm going to do data analytics and build my career there. No, you can start building your career in data engineering right from the onset instead of going to analytics and then moving into data engineering. So first things first, do your research. And one of the ways I tell people to do their research is one, go online and research, just type in what are the different data fields that I can break into. When Google gives you all the results and you read through and you are able to specify which of the data fields that you might be interested in. Let's take, for example, analytics engineering. Once you've identified that it's analytics engineering that you want to do, the next thing you should do is to go on LinkedIn and search for people that are already practicing analytics engineering. When you do that, connect with them, send them requests. This is with the assumption that you already built your LinkedIn account, like you already start optimizing your LinkedIn page. Your LinkedIn is not dead. That's the assumption. So once you've worked on your LinkedIn page, start reaching out to these people, connect with them. Don't, from the onset, don't start asking people to mentor you. You don't even have a direction yet. You shouldn't be asking people to mentor you yet. Just connect with them. You can send a message saying, "Hi, my name is this. I'm interested in analytics engineering, and I just want to connect with you to learn more about the field and to also grow in the field." Something short and simple. When you do that, go to Twitter and connect with everyone that is also interested in that field. For example, analytics engineering. Go to Twitter and search for analytics engineering. Anybody that has it on their profile, follow them. Anybody that is interested in learning, follow them. Anybody that tweets about it or they talk about it a lot, follow them. By doing this, you are setting yourself up for information. I feel like ignorance is one of the issues we have generally. There's so many information, but we still cannot access the one that we want. So that if you want to be surrounded by the information that you need, for example, you want to hear news, you want to learn updates about analytics engineering, you have to position your profiles in such a way that you get those kind of information. And the funny thing is that when you do that, you just find out that when you go to Google, the kind of ads that will be coming up, when you go to YouTube, the kind of ads that will be coming up will be towards analytics engineering or even data in general. So when we're done with connecting with people, the next thing is we should go through their profiles and write down the skills, the knowledge, and the abilities that they've been able to acquire to be successful at their job. So if you connect with, say, an analytics engineer, one of the things that they say you should have as an analytics engineer is you should have strong SQL skills, right? So you have to write that down that you need to learn SQL. Whatever is on these guys' profiles, write them down. You know that those are the skills you need to learn if you want to get a job in analytics engineering. When you do that, go online and start looking for resources. You can search for best place to learn SQL or go to YouTube, learn SQL proficiently, something like that. It doesn't have to be, sorry about that. It doesn't have to be something it doesn't have to be something out of the ordinary. The basics can go a long way. And I always tell people to stick with the basics and the foundation of whatever they are learning. So if you're learning SQL, stick with the basics, stick with how functions work. You don't have to cram functions, but just understanding how they work, understanding the rules that are attached to some of these functions go a long way. Then after you're done doing your research and you've highlighted all your skills, start practicing. If you are learning SQL this week and you learned joints, right? And you learned joints, start practicing. If you learned inner join, outer join, full outer join, like every single thing, take a data or a mini project, practice with it, and put on your profile. Tell everyone that I'm learning SQL and this is what I've been able to practice it with. Please go through my project and let me know what you think or let me know how I can improve on it. You're doing this because you want to position yourself for one, recruiters, two, potential mentors, three, so that people can just reach out to you to like farms you anything because trust me, the tech industry is a lot of farms in it's not called let's open, we call it farms, a lot of farms in like meeting people and just banting with them, even though you don't need anything from them. You want people to ask you a lot of questions about how you were able to go about your project. That sets you up for success, essentially. So by putting your project online, you are you are creating a personal brand for yourself. People will start to know you as someone that does this thing, and that's also putting yourself up for success. So one, research, highlight the skills. When you've highlighted the skills, start working on a project. When you start working on a project, optimize your social media account by putting your projects online. When you are done putting your projects online, start applying for jobs. Regardless of how many years of experience they say you must have, apply for the job. Like, put in your application. Most of the time, you get to the interview stage, and that in itself is an experience. Like, having to interview for a job that you might have gotten is an experience, because you can take it, work on your interviewing skills, and apply it again to the next job. I don't know if you get. So doing these things personally was what kind of set me up to get my current job role, essentially. Uh, yeah, this are, those are like the things that I did personally that I feel like any beginner or anybody trying to transition into data should do on a personal level. As regards practicing, because I know so many people have questions as regards what they need to practice, what they need to learn. One of the things I tell people to do is join communities, because when you join the community, or when you join communities, it doesn't have to be one. You kind of put yourself in the position to access so many things, including mini projects, including hackathons, datathons, job opportunities, accountability partners, every single thing in between. You put yourself up to access those kind of things, essentially. So if you can, please join the community, and make sure you're not just joining and you are a, how do they call this now? You're one of those people that will not engage. You need to engage. You need to milk the opportunities that the community is providing for you, because that's the only way you can actually grow and eventually succeed. That's if you want to leverage the community anyway. Last but not the least, get an accountability partner. I will not stress how important it is to get someone that is going to hold you responsible for your goals. Anybody, it doesn't even have to be your partner, your anybody that you know that the person does not take shit, the person will hold you responsible and accountable for the goals you set for yourself. Get that person and tell that person that if I don't achieve this by this time, make sure you collect this amount of money from me. Do you get? Like, when you do that, you you are also more serious, because you have someone that is constantly disturbing you. The person wants to collect money now. So the person is constantly disturbing you and reminding you that, guy, have you done that thing? Like, and if you have really good friends that will tell you that, but you say you want to join Facebook next month. With the way you are going, you're not going to join Obey and Friends. With the way you are going, like, friends that will check you and tell you that you better be serious with your life. You told me you were going to do this, you're not doing it. Why? So you need to get friends like that, accountability partners like that will just hold you responsible. So that will be all from me. Thank you so much, guys.
Please, a round of virtual applause. That was really, really insightful. At the end of the day, I don't even know what I want to do. Maybe go design goddess and I couple of people say if we should clap better, you somebody's on meeting mic to that. It's like I started our earphones. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. The panel will begin shortly, but before we move on to that, we have L. L is like a record breaker. He is the first guy to come and speak in She+Hreos+Series. So technically, L, going forward, you are now a she, right? So let's put our heads together for him. Yes, please introduce yourself to us and then gist us what you want to gist us before we put three of you on hot seats.
Yeah, so hi everybody, good evening, happy new month. Is my voice coming out? Hello,
Yes,
can anybody?
yes, I can hear
Yes,
you.
yes.
Oh, okay, great, awesome, thanks, man. Yeah, so my name is L. You'll see the spelling later on in my slides. I'm a data scientist. If you guessed, I guess you got that right. I don't know. I think that's all about me. If there's any other thing, you possibly figure that one out along the way. So, uh, wait a second, let me start my timer. Yeah. So, I'll be talking about how you could accelerate your career as a data scientist from where you are to where you most possibly want to be. This is a session that I gave previously at the Meta Developer Circles in Abuja. What's the difference between data science, data engineering, and data analysis, right? So there's this analogy that I saw on TikTok, and I'll possibly elaborate on it. So let's say you have a room of people, and there are people in that room. Yeah, a data analyst is going to tell you the number of people in that room. Data analyst gives you information about the people in the room, their age, how many of them are women, what they do for work, right? Their heights maybe, right? That's what a data analyst will do. Communication. The data scientist will tell you how many people will be in that room tomorrow because the data scientist knows the people who've been in the room today, yesterday, 2 days before, 4 days before, last week, last month. Then a data scientist would do some sort of statistics or machine learning and tell you that, okay, cool, tomorrow they're going to be like 20 people in the room, right? Um, Basically machine learning predictions, right? Yeah. Then the data engineer just focuses on how to get people into the room, right? So that's the job of a data engineer. As a data engineer, you're just kind of like focused on the engineering aspect of data. Where does data come from? How do I handle it? How do I manage it? There's a very familiar buzzword called ETL, extraction, transform, and load. So yeah, that's me. My name is L. ELIEL, God sent. You can catch me out on LinkedIn. I like to think I'm a CEO and co-founder of an app idea that's in my head. I like to think that I'm an organizer of my life, and that's my Twitter and my Instagram. My Twitter is currently deactivated, so you possibly will not be able to reach me on Twitter. But Instagram is chill. Just text me on IG and I'll give you a reply real quick. Yeah. So cool. Like I said, I'll be talking about to how you could kind of like advance career from where you are to where you want to be. And the previous speakers really have done a very great job at this because during the course of listening to them, I was like, oh shit, this guy's actually said all I have to say, and I'm like, so what am I going to say now? So I'll just be reiterating some stuff that you guys already have heard, right? So first, you want to know your why. Why do you want to be a data scientist? You want to know where you are. Are you a novice? Are you a beginner? Do you have some sort of background? Do you have a math background? Or you don't even have any math background? You don't have any exposure to, I don't know, tech even. You have no touching with tech prior to this period, right? Or you have a bit of tech background. So what do you have to do? You already know your why, you know where you are. So what do you really have to do to get you to where you want to be? For me, my why back then when I started data science is curiosity, and curiosity is a very fundamental skill that I have, and something that I see as helping in my work. I'm a very curious person, and curiosity just led me to tech, led me to data science. Yeah, yeah. So this is something that I heard in a webinar. You can think of it as a motivation. Big data starts small, right? Everything that you kind of know today as big just started as a very smaller, much smaller version that you can see and relate with today. So take this as some bit of motivation, right? I don't know what phase you guys are in your career. Maybe you're a novice or an enthusiast or whatever. Just know that where you are right now, you're always gonna grow and compound to greater heights. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this is a little graph that just kind of depicts the journey of a data scientist start to finish. right? So usually, as you would imagine, you start off as a junior. Um, very few people kind of like start off as juniors, and then people get to like some point in their career, and it kind of seems like they no longer want to grow anymore. And then you find out that very few people are like really top talents out there. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Now speaking about career growth in tech, one thing that I figured out in tech is there seems to be like some sort of trajectory where you start out as a novice or an enthusiast, and then you kind of like shoot yourself to some sort of leadership position, right? For example, Sophia, who's the organizer of this event. Oh, by the way, real quick, you guys make sure you guys do follow Sophia and Enugu Tech Hub. Sophia, do drop the socials in the chat, right? It will be good to engage with your organizers. So, for example, Sophia now, she started out as a dev, and a couple of years in her career, she's now a co-founder of a company, right? Same thing too with Anoma. Anoma started out as a dev in her own career, and now she's leading community and social impact all across the continent. So you often find that people start out from like a very small space, and then they grow to like a very leadership area in usually a company sometimes or some sort of larger scale initiative, right? And that's what you're pretty much looking at. Usually there are like four scopes: project, product, domain, company. So project, like Anuma said, it could be, I don't know, simple breast cancer classification, iris data sets, basically any pet project that you find online, right? From there you move to a product, to be a product in the company where you work as an employee. And you're starting to build independence, right? Because when you start out with projects, you kind of like, hey guy, how far do you have this? I have this issue. Do you mind helping me or something like that, right? But then as you progress, you kind of see that you're taking center stage for the most part of your career, and you're building independence, right? And then you figure out that you're trying to find a niche for yourself, right? And that's the domain scope. So you can start out as I don't know, a data analyst, and then you get to the part where you're an analytical engineer. Anoma kind of touched on different areas in data science, so it's always important for you to know, have an idea of what niche you want to be in, right? It will help you. And once you figure out yourself in that niche, kind of see that because you've grown over the time in that area, you kind of figure out that you're churning out solutions, you're churning out more products at scale for different services or different purposes, right? And boom, you're a leader, right? So I'm almost wrapping up to the end of my slide. So yeah, you've possibly figured out your why. If you haven't, perhaps this night, next week, tomorrow, next month, you're gonna figure out your why. You pretty much know where you are. I don't know, enthusiast, beginner, intermediate, something else. So what then do you have to do to really, really grow? Technical skills is one. You really want to grow your technical skills. For the area in data science or data rather that you've picked, machine learning, analytics, engineering, whatever, what are the core skills that you would require for that area? Yeah. For example, it is very important for a data scientist to know TensorFlow or machine learning or statistics than it is for a data engineer to know what TensorFlow is or what PyTorch is or things like that, right? So if you know where you are or what you want to do, then you'll figure out the kind of skills that you should want to put in your into your career. Yeah. Next thing you want to practice, if you pick up Python today or you pick up Excel tomorrow, you don't just want to like take a Python course and I don't know, you do like something today and then it's like 3 months time and you're like so much distance between one improvement and the next one. Yeah, you always want to make sure that you're practicing. And Anuma shared something about accountability, and accountability helps you practice. Right, you want to have a roadmap. Basically, what that means is you want to have a goal for yourself and for your career. I don't know. Maybe for you, it's you want to work at a big tech, or you want to do certain projects, or you want to learn certain skills, right? So it's very important to have a goal like that. But then again, the roadmap is like, okay, cool. I don't know. I want to work at a big tech, right? So what's a roadmap for me? I should possibly make friends with people who work at big tech companies, right? I should possibly learn from people who work at big tech companies. I should possibly um, sell myself to people who work to these big tech companies. I should possibly apply to them, right? That's a roadmap. Should be like, oh, I'll do this today, I'll do this next week, I'll do that next month, and stuff like that. Community and network, everybody's touched on this. This is a community in itself. It can't be overemphasized the importance of community and network. I tell you, man, because it's going to help you a whole lot in your career. So many times I've needed stuff and I reached out to guys and I'm like, hey, yo, guys, how far? I need help with this thing. And, the community just turns up for me, right? It's a way to give back. It's a way to collect. It's a way to engage. It's a way to collaborate. Network too. I kind of put a difference between community and network because I see network as you trying to pitch yourself or you trying to sell yourself. Anuma talked about how it farms a lot in the tech industry, and that's very true. If you're in Lagos, I think you're a bit of a farmer on a large scale. You go to like some events and you're like, I know this guy. Hey, what's up? Shake hands and stuff like that. You really want to network with people. If there's someone, if you want to work at a company, you want to make sure that you know at least one or two people that work at that company. It kind of increases your chance of working at that company, right? Lastly, I'd like to touch on personality. There's so many things that make a junior dev different from a senior dev, right? Experience, exposure, character, right? A senior dev is a problem solver. A senior dev is not just like gonna see something and I have this analogy that came this example that came to my mind. Gen Z people like, oh, I don't know, I'm bored or I want to go watch Bridgerton or something, or I want to go hang out with my friends, right? So you really want to make sure that for the place you want to be, you want to see character traits that exemplify people who are where you want to be, and you want to adopt those kind of character traits, right? If you see a senior dev, just ask yourself like, okay, cool, what how is this person different from me character wise? Is this person patient? Is this person trustworthy? Is this person resilient? Is this person problem solver? Is this person a leader? These are traits that translate to skills that you would use in your career. Yeah. And to wrap up, these are links that will really kind of like help you out. Some of them are YouTube links, videos. Some of them are articles. You can access the slide at bit.ly/speaks and you should be able to click that link there. And these are quotes from a friend of mine, and then we were just chatting on the group sometime, and he was talking about how he's grown in his career, and then he said something along the lines of, I started thinking about how every code I wrote was impactful in the real world to another human being or business. And I think this is something that every developer that has 10x or grown in their career tend to realize, right? You kind of like move from just writing code to a more problem solving approach or a business focused approach or a solutions approach. And you're like, how is this code going to impact the user? It could be very simple things like choosing a certain technique over another certain technique, right? Um, you know, how you can handle different things, how you build APIs, how you consume APIs. You started asking yourself, okay, how is this really going to impact the business or the product or the market? Once you start to have thoughts like this at the back of your mind, you're prepping yourself internally to 10x in your career, and you know this time is going to happen for you, right? And that's just about the last of my slides. Thank you.
Thanks, L. L has rushed and stop sharing his screen. Anyways, thank you very much. That was awesome. I have learned a lot. Thank you, L. Thank you, Anoma. Thank you, Design Goddess. So now is questions time. We have 20 minutes for questions. I already said I'm going to the webinar questions channel now. Okay. So some of you have written your questions, so it's easier. It's easier for us to control the flow. So what I'm going to request is this. Ibrahim, are you on the call? Right? So you can unmute your mic. Let the person you're targeting the question to be aware, and then you can ask. Also, please remember to Rahim, before you go, remember to follow our speakers the social media, interact with them, and most importantly, tweet at them, thanking them. We are not paying for the time they are spending with us or this knowledge that they're sharing right now. So that's our own way of saying thank you. Engage and also tweet at them, and also share lessons that you learned from the webinar so it can help other people. All right. So Rahim, are you on the call? L, you can direct your questions to L, Design Goddess, which is Ifanaya, and Anoma. Okay. If you don't have a question, that is also fine. I don't know if she's not here. Do I even go ahead to read the question?
I'm sorry, please. I have a question.
All right, Divine, go on.
Good evening, everyone. There was a link that Elle said we could get the slides from, or get a couple of questions from. I didn't really get it. I think bit.ly/ something speaks. I don't know. Could you just drop it on the chat so that we could easily access it?
Sorry about that. Yes, Elle just Elle just dropped it. I also dropped it in Discord server now in the events channel. So you can view that later as well. All right, so next person.
Hi, Sophia.
Let me go back. Wait. If your name if it did not indicate in the webinar questions channel that you have to wait. This is why I said. Okay, Zahim. Okay. All right. Yes.
Okay. So my question is directed at Anoma, the data analyst. I just wanted to know what a day in her work life is, like what she does at work, and yeah, that's just what I wanted to know.
Just give me a minute.
Okay, so for those asking for their Twitter handles, I've dropped it here in the chat. I've also dropped it in the events channel. Check the events channel. You'll see the only person's handle I've not dropped yet is Els, because I can't find his Twitter. I'll look for his LinkedIn now and share it there. You can also look at the chat. Okay, Adam, are you ready to? Yeah, you mentioned it. What did you do? Why did they activate your Twitter? Come on, yes. All right. So while we wait for Anoma to take Oh, okay, yes. I'm going to share his LinkedIn shortly. So while we wait for that, the next person here in webinar questions is student.
All right. Okay, so we'll just continue from where we stopped and hope that
Sorry about that.
Join us.
Okay, so I think Anoma is back.
To avoid learning process.
I'm so sorry about that, guys. So my day to day, I can't particularly drop what I do on a daily basis because it's a cybersecurity firm, and I'm not allowed to share that kind of information. But on a generic level, apart from attending meetings and doing a lot of research work, I think you know what? Why don't I talk about what I used to do before this? Since I can't talk about this one. So I used to work at Asamansard late last year, and so my day to day was get to the office, you have meetings again and again and again. Then what I used to do is provide information from our database, that's Asamansard's database. So I primarily used to use SQL on my job then and Power Automate, but primarily SQL. So I provide information, whatever information that they need. So sometimes they can just come and tell me that, oh, Anoma, over the past 100 years, 100 is a bit over an exaggeration, over the past 50 years, see, how many how many claims have we done or how much are we owing in hospitals. I don't know if you get. I should do a year-on-year analysis or a month-on-month analysis showing that. And I just do it and then I provide the information. So, and then afterwards, I know I used to spend a ridiculous amount of my time after work learning, because I used to do this thing where I wanted to learn every day. So I used to spend a ridiculous amount of my time after work learning and also networking with like other people in the team. So as per daily activities last year, that's what I used to do. This year is a bit different because it's a US based firm and I work from home. So I don't have my this thing is not structured. So you know how some people they wake up, they go for meetings. No, mine is not like that. Sometimes my boss can leave me for days. I won't hear from him, or I feel like for months before, no, but close to a month before, where I don't hear from him, and I'm just like doing my job. And then one day he just texts me and say, let's have a meeting. And then I have a meeting with him. And then he goes, this report that you did, can we do it like this? I like this idea that you brought into your report. Can we keep doing that? You know, things like that. So it's not as structured as every other person working from home. Mine is a bit more flexible and more enjoyable, essentially. So that's my day to day so far. Currently, that's my day to day.
All right, thank you so much, Anoma. I hope that answers your question.
I don't know if that answers the question. Can you please confirm if I answered the question?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That answered it.
Okay. All right. So for want of time, I think the next person is Chidera. Do you want me to read your question? Do you want to unmute your mic and just ask? Chidera, we can't hear you very well, okay? Your audio is not so great. So let me just read it out since it's here already. So she's asking, I think this is for, this is for everybody, Osha. Some is for.
Alrighty, I can't hear anybody. I don't know if it's my network.
Oh, wow. Can anyone hear me? No, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Alright, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read out Chidera's question. She's asking, is there a relationship between product design and product management? If yes, what? And is there a possibility of transitioning? Which one should one first? For the data sciences, okay, no, let's answer this one. It's a two-part question, so we'll come to that. So I think this is for Design Goddess.
Okay, the question is if there's a relationship between product design and product management are two different fields in the product development cycle. So in building a product, when I mean building a product, for example, you want to build WhatsApp, right? So a product designer, a product designer designs the UI, thinks about the processes from one step to another, the user story, user flow, and all of that before the programmers code what the designer has designed. So for the product manager, they supervise the product development cycle. What I mean is they supervise the cycle through which a product is being done. How I mean is that so a product designer, we have to work in hand with both product designers, developers, what different ones, front end, back end. They make sure that they deliver on their tasks. So a product designer can work hand in glove with product manager to understand the goal of the product owner. I'm speaking too much jargon. So I'm a product owner and I want to design WhatsApp. So I come to the company, blah, 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 tell my idea. So whoever I tell the idea goes to the product manager. So the product manager kind of draw a blueprint, a summary of what the client wants, that the product owner wants. and make sure that the product designer, developers, front end, back end, testers do their role. They set up meetings and ensure that they do everything that needs to be done. So if a developer may have certain questions about the product, he or she can ask a product manager, because the product manager is like this, is like the same product owner, right? So there's a difference between, though most times in, because I joined, most times in product, the product manager draw things like user stories, user persona, and all of those things, right? So, but the difference is that the product manager ensures that manages and supervises the product development of a particular product, while a product designer design the product that a programmer will code. That's long and short. So they're different. Though as a product manager, there's some certain UX stuff you may work with. But just take my definition, my difference, so that I don't make it too complex. Do you get that? Whoever asked.
Okay, thank you very much. So, what I'm trying to say is that the product manager is like supervisor, and the product designer works with the project manager.
Yeah, and design the product. They're like the supervisor. Yeah, they ensure that, yes, they are. Let's do it.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that do they use similar software? Just like how you mentioned GX now. Do they use similar
So
software?
some of the software product designer use is Figma, Miro. While for product managers, they use something like what's this tool? Jira, Trello, ClickUp, some other things, right? So there are two different tools we use. It's not the same. Do you get that? Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right. Responded. All right. So Chidera's second part of your question is for the data people. So he said, for the data scientists, I tried out SPSS. I don't even know what that is. And I know that's like the least in data science. It's way more than that, because I also heard about SQL too. Now, must one learn all this software, or you focus on one and scale up? I think that is for both L and Norma. Who wants to take it? She's asking me if we focus on just one of these software in the data track, or learn all of them.
Okay, so I personally think that highlighting the like core skills that you need to be successful in your job is like the primary thing you need to do. So if you kind of highlighted that for a data scientist, you really have to know how to use SQL. You have to know how to interact with databases. So you have to learn SQL, whether you kind of like it or not. You have to just learn it. But for other skills, say for example visualization, you might not necessarily need to learn data visualization as a data scientist. But like I said earlier, highlighting the core skills that you need that will enable you to be successful is what you need to do at first. Highlighting those skills at first that will put you up for success is what you need. So like if you want to do data science, you need to write down SQL, Excel, Python, how to get, like you need to write down all these skills and then start learning them one by one. Focus on them one by one. So if you're starting with SQL, focus on SQL, work on at least 3 projects on SQL, like work intermediate level projects, so not beginner level projects. Work on at least 3 intermediate level projects on SQL, then move to another skill. Then you can now move to say Python and start learning Python and start working on projects. One major mistake people make is that they eat a lot and leave a lot of leftovers, meaning that you start eating, you don't complete it. You jump to another thing, you don't complete it. You jump to another thing, you don't complete it. So you need to be careful not to do that, especially at the start of the career, so you don't get so used to it. If you're learning SQL, put a timeline. I'm going to learn SQL for 3 months. I'm going to work on the project for 1 month. If then afterwards, I'm going to learn Python for 5 months, work on the project for 1 month. So that's what I would say you should do. I don't know if Gosant has anything to add to that.
Yeah. What I'm gonna say is pretty much it. Yeah. So, know what you got to learn. You don't have to learn everything, man. To be very honest, I for one, I don't even know what SPSS is. I've never had any what's the word, chance, exposure, need it or to use it, right? So just learn what you gotta learn for what you want to do, and you're good to go. So yeah.
All right, awesome, awesome. All right, so the next person here is okay, so I think that's for Chidera. Next person is Iche. Iche, are you on the call? Do you want me to read your question out, or do you want to take it up? Okay, all right. So Iche is asking Design Goddess. She says you're awesome. Please, can you recommend product design for someone who studied mass communication? What's the relationship between, okay, she has answered this one about the relationship between product design and product management. So just the first part is asking if you can recommend product design for someone that studied mass communication.
Okay, so first of all, no matter what you study, I can recommend product design for you. As far as you are passionate about solving problems and you love beautiful things. So any career. So about mass communication, yes. Like I can remember telling someone, a secondary school lady. So I kind of brainstorm on which art career can be linked to something in tech, and I kind of recommended mass communication. So I'm aware that in mass communication there's something there's a sector or a path for graphic design, right? And that's an aspect of design, right? So it's a good one actually. So I could recommend that as well.
All right, awesome. Ichi, please let us know if that answers your question. We have time to take about 2 or 3 more. So the next person I'm seeing here is Zeno. Zeno is asking Design Goddess. Oh, that has been answered. The difference between product design and product management. So the next one is for L. I think he answered this. I don't know. Could you explain again the technical skills needed by a novice to tech with regards to data science, and how can data science be integrated with full-time work as a healthcare professional?
Okay, so like Anoma said, she talked about knowing what you want to do in tech, right? So to be honest, there's a whole lot you could do in tech. So maybe you want to get exposed or educated as to the possibilities or the I don't know career options, right? Analytical engineer, BI person, machine learning, I don't know, man, whatever you want to do. So figure that one out first, right? Then figure out the skills that would help you to do that kind of thing you want to do. And if you want to be an analyst, of course you're going to need Excel. Uh, you might need SQL. You'll need Power BI, Tableau, Google Sheets, Python. You might need Python perhaps, right? So that's what I would say. What you want to do first, right? In the whole data space, then figure out what will help you do what you want to do. If you want to do analytics, Python would help you. If you want to do data engineering, PySpark, Python too would also help you, right? Your second question as to how you could combine data with working as a healthcare person. So it depends. If it's from a career standpoint, maybe you have a healthcare job, and I don't know what you're doing in healthcare. Perhaps you're a caregiver, or you're doing something more fundamental, like you're a doctor. Um, and like I said, if it's something that's career, maybe you want to schedule your time and figure out, oh, okay, this is when I'm on shift, so this is when I have to be in the lab, or this is when I have to be at the hospital or at the clinic, and this is the time I have to study data science, right? If it's something that is that transcends jobs, and you kind of look at how to integrate both of them together. There's this field called bioinformatics, and I know this because I have a bit of health or biology background. I studied biotech at my bachelor's level. So there's this thing called bioinformatics. As you would guess, it's biology, and informatics, information. So it's kind of like you're taking biology information and you're applying data science to it. Yeah. So things like molecular biology. Oh shoot, this thing has left my head. There's this one I'm trying to remember. Molecular biology, genetic engineering, computational biology, biostatistics, um, phenotype analysis. The biology has left my head, right? But basically, you could look up bioinformatics as a Google search. So that's like one way you could implement um, data science to health. But to further help you, I would like to know what you mean, if you mean handling jobs or if you mean um, some sort of integration, and maybe I'd like to learn what you do for work, how you work in health. Are you a doctor? Are you a pharmacist? Are you a nurse or something? And just let me know if this works for you, and I would like to hear from you. But you could type in the chat this time.
All right, thanks. So that was who? That was Ify, right? So like you said, follow up the conversation in chat because of time. We want to make sure we round up on time. Okay. So the final question I'm seeing on Discord is from Cephas King. Directed to Anoma, says, please, I'm a newbie in data analytics and I find myself slow in my journey. So, what is the best way in going about my journey? Should I move at my pace or move at a fast pace? Also, what are the major courses to study as a data analyst?
Okay, hello. I would say move at your pace. So I'm so glad that you haven't even allowed peer pressure, or what's that thing that people say now, where people post their wins on Twitter and Instagram. I say Instagram, Twitter and LinkedIn, and then you start feeling like you're not putting enough work in your own particular journey. No, don't do that to yourself. I would always advise people to go at their pace. Um, one thing I also always tell people, especially women in my community, is focus on progress, not perfection. As long as you're progressing and you're growing, regardless of how slow you think you might be going, trust me that that is all that matters. As long as you are growing and you're progressing. So yeah, your progress is just fine. I want to assume that you're growing at the very least, and that's what matters. As long as you're growing and progressing. Just to recheck. For courses to take, it depends on the skill you want to learn. So I'm going to, there is a learn data in 2022 that I created, sheet that I created. So let me quickly look for it. Send it to us. So if you are interested in learning data in 2022, just go ahead and make a copy of the sheets and use it essentially. I'm going to find it, and I found it. So if you check the chat box now, the link is there for us to use. So I built it in such a way that it starts with the way I learned data. So I started with Excel, then I learned a visualization tool, then I think I went to SQL, then Python, then I think I went back to visualization, so I can't remember. But these are the resources that I kind of used, and these are like the resources that I would tell anybody to use. And the amazing thing about this sheet is that I added projects you can work on. So under SQL, you see projects you can work on. Under SQL also, you see assignments you can take just to practice whatever you're learning. So that's the amazing thing about that particular sheet anyway. So if you know you want to learn any skill, SQL, Python, on Excel, Power BI tab, you just go on there and explore. In the there are two sheets. In the second sheet, there are articles, podcasts you should listen to, random YouTube videos you should check out, just so that learning can be fun for us. So yeah, um, I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Okay, so we are 6 minutes to the end of the time. Elle wants to expand more on Adetunji's question, and that'll be all for now. That's why I usually save just for questions on time in the webinar questions channel, so that if it's not attended to now, committee members will attend to it later. But Elle, you can go on.
All right. Okay, so I'll just use this time to finish up on Ifunaya and Adetunji. So Ifunaya, yeah. So bioinformatics helps a lot. Bioinformatics is pretty much a broad sense of physiology and data science, right? So just doing simple Google search. It's not being major, right? You're possibly exposed to what genomes are, DNA. You've possibly seen genetic code, and I don't think you're exposed to tech, like you said. So basically, you're kind of like just analyzing genetic data to say, oh, okay. For example, I'm trying to think of an example now. Oh my god. Okay, I'm trying to look for two. Okay, so let's say, for example, a dog and a wolf, right? If you're kind of looking at their genetic code to analyze them and find phenotypical similarities, I think that's what I was trying to remember. Phenotype. Yeah, phenotypical analysis. You would figure out that a dog has similarities with a wolf because they belong to the same family, right? Same thing, plants. If you're kind of like, we want to compare and contrast maybe, I don't know, two different species of spinach, amaranthus, right? You'll see similarities. So bioinformatics is that kind of thing, yeah. But it's a lot to unpack in a short time. So that's why I said, oh, just do a Google search. Hit me up on LinkedIn. We could have chats about it. There's a whole lot you could do. Drug discovery, cell imaging with machine learning, right? I think that these guys, I've forgotten their name now, big company, they do cell imaging a lot. 54 Gene, they use data science to map the African genome because Africa is underrepresented from a genetic standpoint, right? So they use data science to do that. But like I said, it's a whole lot to unpack. So just hit me up on LinkedIn and we'll have a chat about that. So for Adetunji, your question is like a whole lot because you're asking how science integrates with app development. Now, those are two different things. It's kind of like trying to compare data analysis with web development, or trying to compare design with project management or whatever. So those are two different things, right? An app is a piece of technology that sits on a platform, and that platform is usually a mobile platform, right? The way we interface with technology right now, we interface with technology via platforms. Right now, for some of us, we're having this call on a web platform via our browser, or on a mobile platform via the Gmail app or the Google Meet app, right? So those are platforms. Now, technology gets shipped to platforms, like I said before. Now, data is not exactly technology, right? Remember, I said data is bits of information, facts, and all of these things. But the work you do on data could get translated into technology. So, for example, if you do some sort of analysis, for example, now this is a community, and then I come and say, oh, hey, these are reports on the ADA community. XYZ% of us come from this region of the country. Some of us don't know tech, some of us know tech, and these are the statistics, right? That report could sit on a technology platform, either on a mobile app or a website or a web app, right? If I do some sort of machine learning prediction and say, hey, let me say I want to predict if you're going to fail or pass your exam, and then I take a couple of parameters. Did you study? How much time do you commit to your school? What are your grades from previous exams, right? That machine learning came from data, but the data was not technology. But the work I did to turn that data via statistics and machine learning into predictions is a piece of technology that would get shipped or delivered to a platform. Now, I don't know if any of these things are making sense to you, Aditiji. Just real quick, unmute yourself and holler right back at me if it makes sense to you. So far, so good. Yo,
Trying to understand.
Aditiji, did you understand what I said so far? I don't think he's on this call anymore. Or I can see you. Your video is on, fam, but your mic is. Oh, you understand? All right, cool. So since you already understand that we interface with technology via platforms, and there are a couple of technology platforms that different kinds of technology gets shipped to: web, mobile, virtual interfaces, right? Now, I want you to also understand that data is not technology, but the work you can do on data can translate to a form of technology. For example, my name is Elliot Godsent. That's data, but that's not technology, right? If you have more data about me, you can create a report or a profile. You can profile me and be like, hey, this is a profile of Elliot Godsent. He's this kind of guy, he's that kind of guy. And that is in a way a piece or a bit of technology, and that could sit on a platform, which could be a mobile app or a web app. Then you were asking if I don't know, I'm trying to scroll to your question. It's like so hard, possibly missed it, but I think you were talking about things like data engineering. Okay, yeah. Please, what category of data is Android app development? I think I've answered that. Is it data analysis or data engineering? So, yeah, analytical work that you do could sit on a mobile app or a web app, right? Data engineering work that you will do will most likely not sit on a mobile app or a web app. However, data engineering work that you will do requires a mobile app or a web app. So, because I said platforms are how we interface with technology, people use platforms, and where people are, there's data. So because someone is using a mobile app, that means there's data on that mobile app. So the data engineer would make a connection to that mobile app to get the data out of the mobile app, right? So it's kind of very hard to explain this thing, and I really don't know if you're getting this. But just holler real quick at me on LinkedIn, and we could have a call about it and talk about it at length. But I don't know if this answers your question so far, so good. Does it? You could just text on the chat or whichever. All right, cool, man. Thanks.
Yo, thanks everybody. Thanks Elle. Thanks Anoma. Thanks Design Goddess. Thank you all, Tekadas and Tekadas to be, for giving us 2 hours of your time. That was a lot, and this was very impactful. So thank you all. We are done for today, and we'll be checking out of the call real quick. Remember to show up for office hours tomorrow. We're going to be having workshops on internet safety, because some of us are new to some of these spaces and we do not want anything to harm you or your devices or any of that. So we'll be having internet safety practices during office hours tomorrow. More information will be given to you in the Discord server. If you ask a question that wasn't attended to, the other team is going to pay attention to that. You can connect with the speakers on LinkedIn or Twitter, and they're always available to help you out too. I think that's the beauty of also communities in tech, is we are naturally selfless people and always open to help other people coming up. So yeah, that is it. Thank you very much. Remember, registration for the program closes on the 11th. If you have not fully registered by then, unfortunately, you won't have access to the LMS. I'm pretty sure this was communicated earlier. All right, so good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Well, for those who see tomorrow. And thanks again, our speakers. Yeah, please remember to tweet at them. Use the hashtag. If you tweet and you don't use the hashtag, the other project, is very difficult for me to track it, right? I like to see you guys' thoughts, but most especially at the end of webinars like this, tweet your appreciation to the speakers, right? and use the hashtag, and I'll be following you. You can also share it in the social media channels on Discord so other people can interact with your tweets. Good night, everybody. Say